If you have a joint bachelor, bachelorette party, it's because the woman is controlling. That was my hot take thinking a few days ago. Since then, I'm more lukewarm about it.
Yeah?
Yeah, let's talk about it for a sec. Because Jackson came in here, our phone screener, and he was talking about going on one of these joint bachelor, bachelorette parties. Now, some of my thinking here is old school thinking, right? Where, bachelor parties used to be for the dudes to get together one last night of freedom because your life's gonna suck when you get back. So you go out with all of your dude friends, you do your nasty crap, and then you come on back, right? I want to tell you again, I have probably been on 10 to 12 bachelor parties, and women, they're not nearly as bad as you think they are. I don't know why I've been invited to so many. I think I'm like fun kindling is what I think I am. I can start a really good time, right? So I've been invited to a whole bunch of them, and there was only one that really got nasty. Wow. But the other ones were absolutely fine.
So when you do the percentages, like of all the bachelor parties, you're like maybe 5% of them gnarly.
In my world. I mean, your math isn't mathing with mine. 1 in 10 is 10%, but that's all right.
I was trying to make the ladies feel better.
But it just felt like to me, at least with a little bit of old school thinking here, and I don't know if it's changed over the years, I'm guessing that if you guys are having a joint bachelor, bachelorette party, that suggestion didn't come from the dude.
It probably came from the bride.
If it did come from the bride, I just think that means she's a good time. Because you're getting in, Bert, you're getting into like the Bravo TV shows now, all the reality ones. There's a show called Summer House where it's kind of like a summer-long joint bachelor, bachelorette party where it's the guys and the girls, they all get in one house. And I mean, it's not necessarily PG in terms of the morality that's going on.
Now, that is TV also, right? That's made for TV right there. But for the most part, it was supposed to be like guys go away or whatever, and they do their thing, and women go and they have a great time together also. Wasn't in the same cities. But if it is, I think we can draw mostly a logical conclusion that most dudes wouldn't suggest at first.
I mean, that was my knee-jerk assumption, is that if you're having a joint bachelor, bachelorette party, the suggestion probably came from the bride. And I mean, personally, I had no interest in doing a joint bachelorette parties. Like I treasure my time with my girlfriends. Mm-hmm. So for us to be able to go out to Vegas and have like a rip-roaring good time, I was about it.
So Kaylee's in here now also because he's got a hot take on this. You feel the same way?
Yeah, I don't really. Yes, I do. I think it should be separate. I think somebody in that relationship, whether it be guy or girl, is insecure. It doesn't really matter as to who suggested or made it a joint situation. I think they need to evaluate who is suggesting that and run. Because, I just feel like it's meant for you to have that time with your guys and your friends.
Or your women.
Yeah, exactly. Your girls and your squad. I mean, go in, because you're going to be spending the rest of your life. And not saying that you'll never get to go out again, but it's just that, I don't know, it's just really fond memories of like that night that you're being celebrated by all your crew, whether it be girls or guys.
All right, let's pretend you guys are both engaged and about to get married, okay?
To each other?
Yes. No. And you got.
This might be a little raw for me. Okay. I'll try.
All right, and you got two options, and you got to choose one. All right, either you have a joint bachelorette party where the bride has control over a majority of the activities or whatnot. You will have one night to go do your thing, but for the most part, everything is going to be meshed together. You can either do that, or B, have your bachelor party, but she gets to have control and come up with any rules or regulations for said bachelor party.
That's even worse.
Yeah. You think so?
Oh, my God.
Actually, I don't know.
The way you guys are describing these joint bachelor and bachelorette parties makes it sound like it'd be such a bore. I love having a girl-guy friend group, and I really do think, like, if everybody's okay with it from the bride to the groom, like, it can be a lot of fun. You got a lot of single guys in this one groomsman party. You got a lot of single girls in this bridal party. You get them all together. To me, that sounds way more fun than just a bunch of girls like sitting around sharing war stories over Aperol spritzes.
Oh my God, we were topless at the pool having the time of our lives.
Yeah. We took pole dancing classes. There were no Aperol spritzes and war stories, trust.
We were at Magic Mike watching men take their stuff off and getting grinded on.
So I had a chance over the last 48 hours before we came on to do this hot take, to actually think about it, right? And now my take is much more lukewarm on it. Don't you want to get married to your best friend?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So isn't it... Could it be said that it's probably a more secure relationship if that's the person you really want to hang out with more than anybody else, right? Then it could be said that it's healthier actually to do these than not do them, because it's not a guy-girl thing. This is somebody you love hanging out with, and it doesn't matter if she's got boobs or not. This is going to be your soulmate, and this is your best friend, so why wouldn't you want to hang out with her on a big night before you get married?
I agree with you wholeheartedly. If that is the true intention behind the joint bachelorette party,
Right.
I think those parties exist, and I also think there are joint bachelorette parties that exist. That it's like, I want to know your every move, and I want to make sure that I have control over this situation, and it's not based in your best friendedness.
All right. So how do we determine if we are making a joint bachelorette rule on this thing? Because I think we're all on the same page that if this truly is your best friend and you just want to hang out, then that has a very different feel than one person demanding it so they can keep your eyes on it. How do you know that? Because they're going to sell it to you as, but you're my best friend.
No, you would know. I mean, you would know if you're in a relationship with that person, whether they're secure, do they care if you go, hey, I'm going to a strip club tonight, or I'm going out with the guys. If you're getting a lot of flack when you get home and a cold shoulder because you went out with your friends, I mean, that's, there's a big insecurity there. So I think you would definitely know where the subliminal...
If the tone changes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You'll know because you won't have to sell it. And that's the deal. Like if I went to my fiance at the time, was like, let's do a joint bachelorette party. And he was like, hell yeah. Well, there you go. But if it's like, come on, baby, it's going to be so great. Just think about da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Then you're selling it and you're pushing. And I think it depends on the couple. Like there are people who, it's my best friend, I want to do everything together. And then there are people who are like, hey, I still want to maintain some independence and I have my own friend group and do my own thing. And that's okay.
Let me just submit this too. If a woman does say that, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think most guys have the balls to say, I would rather just go with my guy friends and do this separately.
Then you're not ready to get married.
Ooh. Okay, but that's what I would say.
Really?
Yes, and that's why I'm trying to self-check myself here and I'm trying to figure out the why, because I would not want to have a joint bachelor party. And if my husband came to me and brought that to the table, I would turn it down. And I'm trying to figure out why, because I love hanging out with him and he is my best friend. Like we've been together for 17 years. This man is awesome. But we are very much opposites attract. I am a super extrovert. He can be an introvert. And I don't want to have to worry about him having fun the entire time. Because and that's what I do. I'm a people pleaser. And even when I'm doing something for myself, a birthday party, I'm always making sure everybody's having a good time, blah, blah, blah. So for me, it would add this layer of burden, self-imposed burden. I own that I have to make sure that he and all his guy friends are having fun, where I wouldn't have to worry about that with just me and my girls.
Well, you just want a girls trip. And I think that would be fair to say. And I think for the guys too as well, I just want to have a boys trip. And I think if you are a good enough couple to where you understand whether or not it'd be fun, if you have friends that cross over in the bridal party, you would know whether or not it'd be more fun to do it solo or together.
And listen, I didn't want my brother seeing me get a lap dance, okay?
Right.
I know we're from Kentucky, and that happens on the reg with siblings, but we are not down like that.
The Bert Show.